Alrighty. So this is going to be a random video, not necessarily a strictly politics video, but I think it's an important video. And maybe I'll do this as a reminder for myself. So I was going to apply for a job at FedEx, and it probably would have been an okay job. Uh, Maybe would have hung with it and made something of it, but after getting your degree in marketing, you want to try to reach for something a little bit higher. And so I had the opportunity to try to apply for a life insurance job. I'm not going to say the company because it's not that important. But regardless, my parents were like, yeah, nobody likes life insurance. And I looked at the company. And the thing is that they said, yeah, you can get your insurance in health and life. But the thing is, and they'll give you a discount. But it's through their company. So if you want to try to move to a different company, you're SOL, aren't you? Because they own your butt. And I say this because there was a guy on YouTube that made a video about it. So I decided to take that advice. Okay. So then, I looked at the other company that I was going to do the prep for this life insurance. And I realized, they're kind of corrupt. All right. Let's not do that. So I went to somebody else. And like I say, I'm going to go back to what I've always done. I'm going to go back to good old Express Employment. I'm going to wait for them to find me a job. Eventually, I will have to find my own job and hopefully, make it work and make it, and do business that way. But yeah, I think that it's important to do your research. And I'm just looking at trying to become a claims adjuster. And I say to myself, that's a lot of stuff. And it's a constant amount of, certificates and, training that you'll have, that amount of education. It's continuing education, And it's daunting. It absolutely is. But I think that this should serve as a lesson to say you shouldn't just... This is a failure that I've had that I want to acknowledge that hopefully I can get a little bit better at. I thought about becoming an officer in the United States Army. And I realized I wasn't built that way. I probably could have BS'd my way through it, but I probably wouldn't have been that good. And of course, now, we see all that is changing in the United States Army, this and that. And even my friend, who was a captain, probably could have become a major, left the Marine Corps due to all the issues that occurred. So he left the Marine Corps and now he's doing independent work. He's got 2 kids, as far as I know. So, like I say, he's probably not going to come through my neck of the woods again anytime soon. But when I saw him recently, that's what happened. So I think it's important to do that. For me, I'm tired of having to do these BS jobs where it's just like a day or two. And I understand you gotta have that go-getter attitude, which is something that, apart from me doing this YouTube channel, I haven't been really much of a go-getter in my life. And that's something I'm going to have to change, obviously. Being 36 years old, I feel intimidated by many people and by many things that I have never done. But I know if I want to survive in this world somehow, some way, and have a decent living under whatever system it is, whether it's this neoliberal capitalist system that is collapsing around us, or it's some sort of socialism or some sort of whatever, I'm going to have to learn to adapt the best that I can, right? And to be intelligent enough and be crafty enough and be cagey enough, I think is the word, to make my way through. And that's these are important skills that I'm going to have to learn. I can't just stay up until 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning and, wake up at 10 o'clock in the morning, or wake up at 10 o'clock and then just be like, oh, yeah, let's continue to watch movies, bro. It's like today was that kind of wake-up call of just like, hey, you need to get stuff done before you get your degree. And even though I said, I'm going to wait until I get my degree and then I'll apply for jobs. No, you got to do it now. You got to do stuff now. And I know that, people may feel that express employment is a lazy way or this and that. But at the end of the day, I've had my disagreements with express employment, but guess what? They'll get you jobs. They will get you jobs, and if you have a disagreement with them, you can talk to them fairly easily, There's only one time I walked away from a job at Express Employment. It was only because there were 3 of us that were hired, moving these big pieces of sheetrock. And we were moving these big old things of sheetrock by ourselves. And the other 2 guys were like, to hell with this. We're walking off. And, of course, the boss and his son come by, and they're like, played this whole game and everything. And eventually the guy that really wanted to do this lived across the street. So he left, called them up. We rode in his car, told them about it, and we walked out. At that point, I did kind of feel bad, but I don't know. It was one of those things, I guess. I don't know. I'm intimidated by a lot of stuff. I may come off as brash and whatever the case may be, but the actual truth of it is that I'm a fairly scared person deep down. And, I realize that the reason why I talk about politics and everything else like that is because that's my little pond. I can go in and talk about these things and, talk about Vosh or talk about whoever because it's easier for me. And it keeps me in my little bubble that I can critique them and feel superior in some slight way, while knowing that the world out there is much more complicated, scary, deadly in some cases, and unpredictable. And I had a good 5 years now of BS my way through college, and now I'm getting my college degree, which you can say it's worthless, and I'm not going to sit here and argue with you about it, but it was something I wanted to finish what I started. That's how I felt about it. I finished what I started, and whoop-de-doo. Is it worth anything? I don't know. But I will say that hopefully I can make it worth my while and make it worth something, with my determination. And that's what you have to have, But you have to be able to do your research, talk to Better Business Bureau, and be able to just be realistic as well, Be able to do those research on those jobs and say, am I willing to put up with that? Not just the people come and go, but the job itself, I don't know. Hopefully y'all enjoy this. Like I say, it's a little more personal. It's a little more vulnerability is showing. I'm slurring my words, apologies, but I think it's necessary to say. So yeah, hopefully y'all enjoy that. See you later, and a goodbye.